A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to see the remaining part of the chapter number 3, that is properties of natural resources. Looking two natural resources, that is air and water. Let us see third natural resource, that is soil. So let's recall from this what is meant by soil. How is soil formed? So, soil makes land. The process of soil formation takes place very slowly. That we studied last year, children. It is a natural process in which heat, cold, and rainwater cause weathering of the bedrock. So, the weathering forms stones, sand, smaller particles of soil, etc., from the original rock. Microbes, worms, insects, and rodents also act as weathering agents. And in this way, soil is continuously and slowly formed. Now, second question, what are the ingredients of soil? So, soil contains abiotic constituents such as smaller particles, sand, rock, stones, etc. Worms, insects, rodents, and microbes are the biotic constituents of the soil. Properties of soil. Color is an important property of soil. The soil gets its color as a result of several processes. The color of soil near land surface is darker than the color of the lower layers. Soil may be of different colors such as black, red, copper, yellow, and green. The color of soil are useful for its classification. Besides, they are indirectly useful in indicating several properties of the land. So, in this way, the properties of the soil such as fertility, drainage of water, capacity to hold water become clear from its color. So, with the help of color of the soil, we can understand whether that soil has good fertility or not, whether its drainage capacity is more or less, that also we can understand, or whether it can hold the water. Okay, so these properties are important for the soil. The color of the soil depends upon its texture and its organic ingredients as well as chemical ingredients like iron and lime. So there is a presence of chemical ingredients in soil, that is iron and lime. So with the help of color also we can understand whether there is a presence of organic ingredients or chemical ingredients in the soil. Let us see one activity, children, that is try this. So you have to take apparatus such as 3 measuring cylinder, 3 glass funnels, filter paper, water, fine sand, coarse sand, soil from an earthen pot used for growing plants, etc. So you have to fit cones of the filter paper in the 3 glass funnel. So from that filter paper you have to make cone, and these 3 cones you have to keep on the 3 funnels separately. Fill the cones with equal quantities of sand, sandy soil and clay respectively. Then afterwards on that funnel, wherever that filter paper cone is there, in that you have to put in first funnel sand, in the second funnel sandy soil, and in the third funnel, that is clay. And then afterwards you have to place these funnels on the measuring cylinders. So for that you want 3 measuring cylinder. Okay, then pour one test tube of water into each of the funnels and observe how much water is collected in each measuring cylinder. And then afterwards you have to take one test tube of water, and that you have to pour on these 3 cones. Okay, 3 cones means these 3 funnels. And then afterwards you have to observe. So from this, what inference will you draw? Means which conclusion you will get from this? So in the first, you have taken sand. So from that, there is a drainage of water will be more. Okay. And wherever there is sandy soil is there, means in second funnel, there is a sandy soil was there. So from there, you will get medium amount of drainage water. Okay. And in the third, that is clay was there in the third funnel. So from that, there is a little amount of water will drain. So from this, you can say that children, the drainage capacity of sand is more than that of sandy soil and clay. Whereas clay has the capacity to hold water more. But sandy soil and sand, they are not holding they are not having holding water capacity. Okay, so you can conclude like this. Now next topic is soil texture. Soil contains particles of different sizes. The texture of the soil is determined by the proportion of particles of the various sizes in it. So following are the types of soil on the basis of its texture. Now next topic is, so that is a type of soil, that is sandy soil. The proportion of sand, that is large particles, is high in sandy soil. Water drains rapidly through sandy soil, and it is easy to plough this soil because there is a presence of large particles. But it is less fertile. This soil is very less fertile. This is because the particles of sandy soil are made, made up of mineral called as silicon dioxide. Means in this sandy soil there is a presence of particles, and this sandy soil is made up of one of the mineral that is called as a silicon dioxide, that is also called as quartz. And these particles do not dissolve in water, and therefore the soil has very little capacity to supply nutrients. So all these soil particles cannot dissolve in water, and due to that this soil has very less capacity to supply nutrients. Next type of the soil is silt soil. The particles of silt soil are of medium size. Silt soil is not as ploughable as sandy soil because of medium size particles. However, it is much more ploughable than the clay soil, and this soil is more ploughable than the clay soil. This soil contains large proportion of organic materials. Means in this soil there is a presence of large proportion of organic material. Its capacity to supply nutrients is much greater, and the capacity to supply nutrients is much more for this silt soil. So silt soil is also called as sedimentary soil. So one of the name of silt soil is sedimentary soil. Next type of soil is clay soil. In this soil, the proportion of small particles is maximum. The particles of clay soil feel smooth to touch. Means these particles of soil are very smooth for touching, and there is a proportion of small particles in this clay soil. Clay soil has a high water holding capacity, and due to small particles are there in clay soil, so there is a high water holding capacity for this clay soil. Use your brain power question answers. Why is it difficult to plough clay soil? Because in clay soil there is a proportion of small particles are more, and this soil is very soft to touch. The water logging occurs in this soil very easily because water holding capacity of clay soil is much more, and therefore it becomes difficult to plough clay soil. Now next is, why is it easy to plough sandy soil? So it's easy to plough sandy soil because sand soil has large particles with lot of gap in between. Blades of plough easily pass between these large gaps, so ploughing is relatively easy in sandy soil. Now third question, what is water holding capacity of silt soil? The particle size of silt soil is medium, and it has good water holding capacity. It has rich content of organic material. All these factors help silt soil to hold water. Means the capacity of water holding capacity for the silt soil is good. Now fourth question, which soil is suitable for cultivation and why? So the mixture of clay soil, little sandy soil and some silt soil is suitable for cultivation. Clay soil has high water holding capacity. Slate soil is rich in organic matter. Then sandy soil helps in ploughing. So in this soil, if mixture of organic fertilizers are added, then the soil provides water and minerals to the growing crops. And due to that, we want mixture of all these three soils together. Topic is soil structure. The structure of soil depends upon the different shapes of the particles in it. So soil occurs in the form of columnar, laminar, granular as well as block shaped structure. So these are the different forms of this soil structure. Importance of soil structure. So the fertility of soil depends upon soil structure. There are some advantages of good soil structure, that is as follows. Roots get a sufficient supply of oxygen due to soil structure. Okay. Then water drainage is good and therefore the roots of plants can grow very well in the good soil structure. And these are the some advantages of good soil structure. Next topic is uses of soil. First is plant conservation, means to help plants grow. For helping the plants growing purpose, this soil is important. Now water conservation. Soil is holding water, means soil holds the water. As a result, by means of burns and lakes, by preparing the burns with the help of that soil and lakes, we can get water for use throughout the year. Now, third use of soil is plasticity. We can give any required shape to soil and such type of property of soil is called as plasticity. And because of the property plasticity, we can use it to make articles of variety of shape, means different types of articles we can make. These articles can be baked to make them hard, and these articles we can bake them for making hard. Water storage, earthen pots, earthen lamps, idols, bricks, etc. we can make from this soil. So these are the some uses of soil. Now let us see some useful types of soil. Already we studied there are three types of soil, that is sandy soil, said soil and clay soil. Now let us see some useful types of soil. That is first china clay, that is also called as kaolin. It is white in color. It is used to make crockery, bathroom tiles, tanks, laboratory apparatus, mask, jar, etc. Now next is shadow soil. So this shadow soil is whitish in color. It is used for making statues and idols. So for making statues and idols, we can use this shadow soil. Now terracotta soil. This soil is red in color. Decorative articles and pots used for growing plants are made from this soil. Now fourth is multani soil. So this multani soil we can use in the cosmetic purpose also. So that is the use of this multani soil. So these are the some useful types of soil. Topic is, do you know? China clay is an industrial mineral of the type kaolinite. Okay, so China clay has one of the industrial mineral and that is called as kaolinite. It is found in China and hence called China clay. So this China clay is found in China and due to that it is called as a China clay. Upon heating, this soil acquires a glaze. Means upon heating this soil, we are getting shiny to this soil. And due to that, we can use for making crockery from this soil. And when we are heating this, that soil has getting hardness also. Now, next important topic is soil testing. The proportion of the various ingredients of soil can be determined by soil testing. So during soil testing, the soil is examined for color, texture and the proportion of organic matter in it. So at the time of soil testing, we can examine its color, texture, and how much proportion of organic matter is in that. Now, soil is tested to find out if there is a deficiency of any ingredients and to decide what measures should be taken to remove the deficiency. So, if after testing we understood that there is a deficiency of some ingredients in that soil, then we can measure this deficiency and we can remove this deficiency. Okay. Now, third, the soil sample collected for testing is dried in an open space in the shade for 8 to 10 days. It is then sifted through a sieve. Okay. So, this soil collected or soil sample, whichever collected for testing purpose, that we have to dry in the open space for 8 to 10 days, and then we can shift this through a sieve. Two tests, namely the pH and electrical conductivity test, are particularly useful in finding out the characteristics of soil. So there are two tests for soil testing, that is, one is pH and then another is electrical conductivity. So in the pH test, pH means that is the potency of hydrogen. Okay, so in that potential of hydrogen is measured, that is a number of H plus ions, how much number of H plus ions are present in that soil, that can be determined with the help of this pH method. Then another is electrical conductivity. So this electrical conductivity means soil electrical conductivity is a measure of the amounts of salt in the soil, means how much number of salts are there in that soil. For that we can measure this electrical conductivity, and it is an important indicator of soil health. Okay, so due to this we can indicate or we can determine whether the soil has good health or not for growing crops. Okay, now you can determine the fertility of the soil in your fields with the help of different tests. So there are many different tests, and with the help of that also you can determine the fertility of the soil with the help of some different methods also. So next topic is great scientist. The Danish scientist Sorensen put forth the concept of pH based on the concentration of hydrogen ions. So to determine the pH of soil, a mixture of water and soil is taken in proportion, that is 1:2. Okay, and with the help of this proportion you can taste the soil with the help of different indicators. So accordingly, soil may be of three different types, that is acidic soil, neutral soil and alkaline soil. So this acidic soil has pH less than 6.5. Neutral soil has pH 6.5 to 7.5, and alkaline soil contains pH more than 7.5. So these are the three types of soil according to their pH range. Causes of diminished soil fertility. Diminished means why there is a decrease in soil fertility. So there are some reasons. So let us see that. First reason is soil pH less than 6 or higher than 8. If soil has pH less than 6 or it is more than 8, then also due to that there is a decrease in fertility of the soil. Now, second is low proportion of organic matter. So if the soil has less proportion of organic matter, then also that fertility of the soil decreases. No proper drainage of water, means if from the soil there is no proper drainage of the soil, then also that soil fertility will decrease. Repeated cultivation of the same crop, means again and again we are repeating the same crop in that same soil, and due to that also soil fertility will decrease. Continuous use of saline water. Okay, so continuously using that salty water, that is the main reason of decreasing soil fertility. And sixth reason is excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. So for killing pest, many times farmers are using chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and they due to that fertility of the soil decreases. Now next important topic is always remember. Soil texture is disturbed if chemical fertilizers are used excessively, and that land becomes unsuitable for sowing. So, due to use of chemical fertilizers excessively, then also there is a texture of the soil will become disturbed, and that land will not become suitable for sowing of seed. Now, second, crops should be rotated in order to maintain the fertility of the land. So, we have to do rotation of the crops for increasing fertility of that land. For example, the fertility of land decreases after a harvesting of wheat. Means after taking the crop of wheat, the fertility of land is decreases. So, for this purpose, leguminous crops like peanuts, then moong, moth bean, pea, lentil, bengal gram, soya bean. These crops should be cultivated to restore the fertility of the soil. World Soil Day will be celebrated on 5th December for making efforts for conservation of soil, because to conserve the soil, that is also one of the important factor, and due to that we have to make efforts for this. We are celebrating this World Soil Day on 5th December. And for your attention.